Hello, my awesome fifth grade artist. Today we're going to be starting a new project. This one you're going to really like. These are really fun. These are called op art tubes. Op art is an art movement that is short for optical illusion. So that's where it got its name. And oftentimes in op art, they use these illusions and they give the viewer the impression of movement or hidden images, flashing or vibrating patterns, or swelling or warping. So they create an optical illusion. When we just look at this is flat, but by the way that you shade it, it makes it look almost three-dimensional and it gives it form. That's when something looks three-dimensional. So it looks like it's kind of popping out on the page at you. And then the artist that we're going to be talking about is a man named Victor Vasarely. He was kind of the inventor of the artist of the movement op art. This is one of his paintings, and this is, when you first look at it, it just looks like some lines that kind of go swirl in, but you can tell after looking at it for a few seconds that these are actually zebras. So it creates a really cool illusion. So before starting this, teachers, find the YouTube video Victor Vasarely by Sam Spade, and it'll show you some of his cool art, just set to music and kind of get the students inspired with this op art and what it is. All right, this is an example I did, and then I also have, these are some student examples. So you see that they are all very different. They're still op art tubes, but by the way they've colored them, they all look really different and cool. Okay, so to begin with, you are going to get a piece of drawing paper that you need to put your name label on the back, and you need to turn it vertically, the long side going up and down, okay? And then you need to start with a pencil. I'm going to start with a Sharpie just so you can see what I'm doing. Start with a pencil, draw lightly so that it can easily be erased later. That's very important. So to begin with, we're going to draw 4 vertical, that means going this way up and down, wavy lines. So you can start by putting like 3 fingers, and then I'm just going to create these wavy lines, 4 of them. So I'm going to come 3 fingers over, and they don't all need to be the same. So they can all be a little different. Do another one. Don't get too crazy with your waves, just kind of some soft wavy lines, 4 of them. Okay, then you're going to find close to the middle of your page, and you're going to draw another wavy line through the middle of your page. I did just a really soft wavy line, nothing crazy. Now we're going to start making the lines that go up each tube. So there's 5 tubes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's start all the way over here on the left side. Everything above the line, above the middle line, you're going to create curvy lines that go down. They curve down. Put a couple of fingers space in between each one, just kind of a gentle down curve. That's going to give it a rounded appearance because remember, we're creating form. Below the line, you're going to curve upwards. Same thing, a gentle upwards curve. Do you see how that is making that shape now look more three-dimensional? It'll really look three-dimensional after you add your color. Okay, now we're going to come over here and do the same thing. We're going to go curve down, and they don't have to line up with the ones you just did. They can, but they don't have to. Curve down. Oops, I didn't go all the way to the edge. And then we're going to curve up. See how these are looking like tubes? All the way. Let's do it again. Curve down. Curve up. So if you're drawing with a pencil, which probably be best if you draw with a pencil, teachers walk around and make sure the students have the right idea on this. After you have drawn with a pencil, you can go back and outline with a Sharpie. After you have outlined with a Sharpie, you need to take an eraser and go back and erase all over it and erase your pencil lines. That's why it's important to draw lightly so that those pencil lines can easily be erased. Okay, last one, curve down up on the, when you're above the middle line. Curve up when you're below the middle line. Okay, now we have our tubes. Now it's time to color. So you can use a combination of different things. So you see this one that I have. Now I really wasn't thinking about color on this one. So I could have thought more about color. I was showing technique in this one. So I was showing how you can get different techniques. So you want to kind of think about what colors you're going to use. So in some of these, I've used marker and colored pencil, and in some I've used just colored pencil. Let me start by showing you how to do one with marker and colored pencil. I'm going to start with red. So I'll just start over here all the way to my left, and I'm going to color this in red. So I outline my shape first. I'm also wanting to show you how to color neatly. I outline my shape, then I color in going the same direction all the way across so that it looks neat. That's very important for this. You want your lines to be really good and neat, or this won't look good in the end. All right, I'm going to do one where I have red, white, red, white. So then I'm going to come up here and do the same thing. I'm going to outline my shape and then color it in. Same direction. I'm kind of turning my marker on the side a little bit, and it'll make a bigger area to color it. All right, now I'm going to go in with my highlights. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use colored pencils to create highlights. I'm going to use black and white. All right, so you see I've got black and white colored pencils. Let's start on this part. So I'm going to make some shadow on the red, and I'm going to start out by just kind of gently coloring some black and getting lighter as I get towards the middle. I'm going to do the same thing here. Coloring again in the same direction. Lighter as I get towards the middle. Then as I get into the middle, I'm going to add some white. In the very middle. And it gets lighter as it gets toward the edge. I'm pressing down hard in the middle and less as I get to the edge. You see, it's kind of not showing up as good on camera, but you see where it's creating that shadow and that reflection on there. Now on this one that's white, I still need to do that, but it's just white, so I'm just going to create some shadow by kind of lightly coloring the edges. I start out darker and I press less on my colored pencil as I get towards the center. I'm going in the same direction. Lighten up as you get towards the center. Try to make it look really smooth. Now you see how that tube now looks like it's curving more, so I would do that all the way up. So if you're going to use colored pencils just for this, like I'm going to choose a blue colored pencil. So like over here, I'm going to start out dark, and I'm going to get lighter as I get towards the middle. I just kind of keep going back over that and getting it all smooth. Light, light, light through here, and getting darker as I get to the edge. See how it's lighter there? You can even go back in the middle part with your white and blend that. And then you can take some black just on the edges to make that even look even a little darker and create more of a shadow. This is how we create that illusion. We're creating form to make our tubes look like they are 3D, like they're popping out. Okay? So let me go back and show you those student examples again. Well, that wasn't the wrong. This is the one. So see how they've used shading, and all of these look like they're really popping out. They did a lot of contrast in here around the edges, and it really looks like it's popping out. Look how this one did the color. They used these reds and oranges on the outside tubes, and they made these tubes, the greens and the yellows. I really thought that was creative. This person just did two colors, the blue and the white, but that looks really good. And then these kind of mix theirs up, and I like that also. So really try to do a good job. Take your time. Make these look really nice and neat, and your teacher will send them to me, and I'll put them on Artsonia, and then you may even get included in the art show. So really do a good job, and I will see you next time. Bye.